Hello, Monetization Nation. Today, someone asked me why I'm doing this monetization show and how it's going to help people who watch, listen, or read the blog post. I figured the answer to those two questions would make a great episode, and so those are the questions I'm going to answer right after this intro. Tectonic shifts are constantly transforming the earth and business, causing destruction and huge growth opportunities. I'm Nathan William, the host of Monetization Nation, where we learn how to leverage business tectonic shifts to transform monetization. Early in my career, I didn't understand tectonic shifts or digital monetization, and it resulted in some pretty traumatic experiences for me, my family, my employees, and my investors. For example, in the first Monetization Nation episode, I told the story of losing a publicly traded company I had created because I didn't reach monetization fast enough. Soon after we lost that company, some friends of a family member were at our home for a social gathering. The guests asked where I worked, and I told them the name of my business. The guests didn't realize I was the CEO of that company. I was very young at the time, and they assumed I was an employee. When they realized where I worked, they proceeded to tell me how awful my business was because we'd laid off their friends, a husband and wife who both worked for us, less than a month before Christmas. Ouch. It was really awkward when I explained I was the one who had laid off their friends. I agree with them. That layoff so close to Christmas was something pretty awful I did to that great family because I didn't understand how to get my business to monetization fast enough. The trauma that family went through was my fault. That's what happens when entrepreneurs don't understand how to leverage tectonic shifts and generate digital monetization. Thankfully, that was decades ago, and I've been able to learn a lot to help my businesses and other companies be much more effective at digital monetization. I'm doing this show so that hopefully thousands of other entrepreneurs and their families, their employees, and their investors don't have to go through what the people around my failed company had to go through. Let me contrast the tragedy of that failed company with the joy I felt about 18 years later on April 1st, 2017, when Azul, the Brazilian airline, began trading on the New York Stock Exchange. In the early days of Azul, for more than a year, I spent half of my time in Brazil helping Azul develop and implement digital strategies. I would fly to Brazil, work there for a week or two, and then fly home and spend a week or two with my family. I don't recommend that. It was very hard for my family and I. But we do what we have to do to provide for our families, right? My role at Azul was only a small part of the effort contributed by many talented people. However, the day I watched the video of Azul's IPO, or their initial public offering, I had chills and was so grateful I was able to be a small part of a company that had been so successful, leveraging tectonic shifts and digital monetization. The day it went public, Azul raised $645 million in a dual initial public offering in São Paulo and New York. That day, David Neeleman, the Azul founder, told CNBC, "We are an airline today that does 26% of all the domestic revenue in Brazil. That's from 0 to 26 in 8 years. Today's stock trading price values Azul at more than $2.3 billion. So why am I doing Monetization Nation? As a result of David Neeleman being so successful in his entrepreneurial endeavors, he's been able to make a massive contribution for good in the world in many ways. I've witnessed this firsthand because David asked me to serve as the president of his nonprofit foundation, which I did for a year. I feel that one of the best ways I can do good in the world and pay it forward for all the people who've helped me is to share the digital monetization secrets I've learned to help entrepreneurs become masters at leveraging tectonic shifts and digital monetization. My goal is that because of Monetization Nation, thousands of entrepreneurs and the people around them won't have to go through the type of traumatic experiences we did a decade ago, and that those people will instead have the expanded resources they need to make a much greater difference for good for millions of people. I feel that because I know some things which can help many entrepreneurs and CEOs, and the people around them avoid the pain and achieve their desired success, I have a moral obligation to share it. Now, let's talk about the second question. How can I help you to avoid more of the pain and achieve more of the successes in your entrepreneurial journey? I've consulted for a lot of companies over the past 2 decades, This has been a great learning experience for me because I've been able to learn from the successes and failures of many companies much more successful than my own, and for many entrepreneurs much smarter than me. Nearly all of these other companies have started working with me by hiring me to help them research and develop their digital strategy or their digital monetization strategy. When I started helping the other companies to do this, I called them digital strategies, and over time they've evolved to become digital monetization strategies. We do extensive research before creating one of these strategies. Then we customize the presentations to help the businesses leverage the level 10 passions of their target audience, the assets that many of them didn't even consider to be assets, and the tectonic shifts most relevant to them, along with numerous other recommendations to better achieve their monetization goals. I love creating these presentations and helping businesses clearly see the strategies that will most effectively help them reach their desired outcome. Based on the feedback from my clients, I believe the greatest value I've provided to other companies has been through these digital monetization strategies. Then, after delivering this presentation, the clients own it and can do with it whatever they want. They can implement any portion of it they want themselves, or they can hire my team and I to help them execute any part of the plan they want. However, in nearly all of the cases, after delivering the strategy presentations, the clients have hired me and my team to help them execute the recommended digital monetization strategies. I've consulted for a lot of companies over the years. As part of the research to create these digital monetization strategies, I ask a lot of questions, and I've refined the questions over the years to get better results. I've taken a bunch of the questions and turned them into a monetization assessment, which you can take for free at monetizationnation.com/assessment. Then, after you complete the assessment, we'll review it and prepare customized feedback for your business. Would you like Monetization Nation to give you customized feedback about how your business can leverage tectonic shifts and accelerate your digital monetization? Or would you like to work with me to help you develop and execute your digital monetization strategy? Then fill out the free assessment today. It doesn't answer all of the questions I'll have for you, but it's a great start. Completing this monetization assessment is an important next step in your monetization journey because it will help you identify areas where you're already doing well and areas where it might be important to focus more resources. I'd love to help you reach your monetization goals so you have more time and resources for the things that really matter to you. So take the free monetization assessment at monetizationnation.com/assessment. Here are some of the key takeaways that stood out to me from today's episode. Number 1, when we don't get tectonic shifts in digital monetization, it can cause trauma for entrepreneurs and the people around them. Number 2, Monetization Nation exists to help entrepreneurs effectively leverage tectonic shifts in digital monetization so we can avoid a lot of the pain and achieve much more of the success we are seeking. Number 3, take the monetization assessment for free and get customized feedback for your business. Thank you for listening and watching today. I hope you have a fabulous day. Do you want to become a better digital monetizer? To receive great monetization stories and secrets, please go to monetizationnation.com and join free. And if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the show and share it.